Okay then, so there's been a few things that I've decided I want to test. So, step one in the testing process. I'm going to tell my bridge officers to stand inside the fountain. Why? Because reasons. It's actually solely because I want to be 100% certain what's dealing damage to enemies, and with them inside the thing over here, I won't need to worry about them doing damage to the enemies that I'm targeting. Why that's continually splashing, I have no idea, and don't care. Moving on. So, the ability to test is Tactical Storm Strike. I am currently using it at Mark 12 because when I slotted it to upgrade it, it claimed that it would not actually get a damage bonus from being upgraded. So here in the tooltip, in my power tray, it shows 130.2 to 130.2. Yes, that's right. It lists a damage range that's a single number. Nope, don't understand that either. Anyways, so let's look at this to see what actually happens if you upgraded a level. It still says 130.2 on both of them. Okay, well, let's see what happens if you look at the power tray again. It still says 130.2. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that for now. I'm not going to worry about it. It's at the time. Yeah, that particular thing is kind of strange to me. Oh, look, so someone triggered the thingy. So, this is an interesting thing. What is the, targeting for it? Oh, interesting. So what this does is it summons, lightning bolts. Ha, interesting. So also that did a lot more than just 130 damage. Maybe the reason why it's showing such low numbers is that it's showing in the tooltip the base damage and not the actual current damage value. So, if you remember the numbers we had there, we're seeing a little above 300, if I remember correctly. So, let's upgrade this one more level. And still claims it only does 132.2. Sure. Alright, so, this open mission is someone else doing a story. I'm not going to push this along. I'm going to go find some Vadwar chumps somewhere else. Because otherwise I'll mess up their story thinking. This is a good place to find a handful of Vadwar chumps. I am kind of curious what defines the way this ability chooses whether it allows you to target a location. Okay, this is a little below. Wait, what? One of those over there on the left said it was a critical, but it did the same damage as a non-critical? That does not make sense. Okay, well, let's find some more bad word to shoot. See, yeah, that was a critical for 200. That was a regular hit. Well, that was the generator's run, never mind. Yes, he's like a critical for 231, a regular hit for 256, and what's supposedly a critical for 328? It looks to me like the critical multiplier on this ability is 1. So criticals with this actually do the exact same damage as the base does. What determines whether enemies take 300 plus damage or 200 damage, I haven't figured out yet. But there does seem to be some kind of a logic to that. I mean, overall, it does seem to be a useful way of damaging things because it has multiple lightning bolts raining down on your enemies. I mean, I honestly haven't been doing anything with my other kit modules other than forcing my Storm Strike to cooldown. The fact that it knocks enemies down like that is interesting. It's like the ability is phrased as a knockback, but the actual distance that it knocks enemies back is so low that it doesn't really have the annoyance factor that you would normally get off of knockback abilities. And the way that the things move around is actually practical. Now, compared to me shooting things, yeah, the damage really isn't massive individually, but you have 4 different things chasing enemies, and thus you potentially have each enemy getting hit 4 times by the same ability. That's pretty cool. The fact that it's only once every 4 seconds, I mean, it's not actually a damage over time ability, it's a repeated damage ability. So being once every 4 seconds actually fits with the way that the game does mortar abilities. Because, like, you place a mortar turret, like, you know, like, let's say the photon mortar I have right here. That actually fires once every 4 seconds. The base damage on it's much higher than this electric gizmo, but it only fires one thing. If that mortar fired 4 projectiles, then I would actually consider this like 200 to 400 damage to be reasonable. Okay, that hit was almost 500. Huh. Whoa, that was a hit for 600. I don't know. Oh, I wonder if what it is that each time it hits, it gets stronger. Like 200, 250, 300, 350, so, or something like that. That would explain that, because like those hits I just saw for 600 were like the last few that it did when it dropped. I see, like that was like 190. That was 220, 236. See, chase over to that guy before it Nope, nope, it expired. Didn't get the last few in here. Okay, so let's look at this again. Yeah, 260, 250, 250. Some of these ticks are actually the micro generator drone. Come on. Oh, I ran out of enemies. Okay. So that's an interesting wrinkle for this. Huh. Oh, yeah, there's no bad war over there. Okay, these guys look like useful victims. Yeah, I am wondering if maybe it has a damage splitting mechanic, i.e. if you have 3 Vadwar get hit, they take slightly reduced damage compared to if a single one gets hit, perhaps. I'm not sure. Really? But yeah, it's like me hitting that guy for 1600 damage with a single secondary fire shot. Does kind of make it seem like weak sauce. Yeah, you know what? I am going to run back to the city and upgrade it, see what damage numbers I get off of it after being upgraded. No, I'm not going to look for more Vadwar. Oh, wait, what? Actually, oh, raw! Oh, I forgot. I had the secondary on that. That's why that mission popped up, is because I accidentally started it and forgot about it. Whoops. Okay, void of ripple berries. I'm going to get those out of my inventory to prevent them from being eaten. Those are actually rather hard to find. Anyways, back to what I was doing. So, upgrade this one last time, because this is the last time I can upgrade it. So I was seeing a range of 200, and then eventually it would get up to 600-ish. Now, let's see if this actually made any difference, because the tooltip claims it does the same amount of damage. The same amount of damage that it's been claiming that it did since I originally got it when it was Mark 12. Yeah. Yeah, you see my bridge officers standing as if they're actually here when they're not. I'm kind of curious who actually did the mission. Someone interacted with the Kobali to trigger the thing to move along. Oh well. Anyways.
Kim here. Something definitely.
Oh, I can't skip this. Good. I'm done with that. No! Yes, that's right. Told you to stand in the fountain. Stay there. I have to say, having a cutscene teleport your bridge officers while you have them with orders to stand in a certain location is something I've never tested before. Anyways. So, the amount of damage that I saw Tactical Storm Strike do. Let's test that. Okay. If it actually gets more damage from increased mark levels, it's not much. I don't know how much testing you would need to do with this, and of course, actually having more than one mark of the kit thing, that would be a problem. I mean, what this is doing, though, is that it's a lot like having Sompek Lightning as a repeated auto-cast ability. Wow, hit that guy for 1,500. Compared to what the kit's doing, yeah, that does not look right. That Storm Strike ability, as is, it is actually kind of somewhat useful, but I feel that it's not coded properly to benefit from mark upgrades the way it should. I think that that's what its issue is that it's just not benefiting from mark upgrades the way a ability like this should. Really? Kind of a bummer. The way that the ability works is actually pretty cool. The damage scaling is sus. The fact that it claims it doesn't have a damage increase when you increase the marks of it, that seems to be real. The tooltip doesn't is it coded right in certain ways though? Because like it's not telling you what causes the damage to fluctuate or the numbers that it fluctuates according to. In terms of like boss killing attacks, this actually does look like it would be pretty nasty. Because, having a single enemy get hit repeatedly like that, yeah, that'll kill him. It's like right now I'm mostly just letting the rain of lightning kill these guys. And even though the kit isn't scaling properly, it's actually killing things reasonably well. And on a kit that I'm not buffing, I'm just like hip firing it, and it's not scaling properly. That's good damage. Huh. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to beam up and look at this on my ship bridge, so to see if the level scaling of the zone I was in was having any effect on the way it was showing the stats. And then I'll call it. Yes, that's right. Use any bridge on any ship. Well, any bridge that you have access to, that is. Yeah, Suliban Bridge. Great thing. Anyway, so the tooltip still says 130.2. Okay, so one thing I've gathered is that it says when it spawns 4 targets, yeah, that's what those 4 red circles were on the ground. They move towards whatever enemies are closest to them, which that tracks, and they will have, once every 4 seconds, a lightning bolt hit the target. Which, you know, works a lot like the way mortars work when bridge officers use mortars. So each of these will hit 5 times like that. And note, it does say that it increases each strike. And while it says, oh, wait, hold it. It says knock back all foes within 20 meters. It does not say how far it knocks them back. And as we saw when I was doing that, it barely causes them to fall down. Which is honestly rather good. You don't want something to like chain knock them all the way across the map or something like that. No. This barely knocks them down, which does interrupt their ability to do things. And the amount of time it takes them to get up means that there's a high chance they're not going to be able to move out of the way and avoid getting hit a second time, which is what I saw happening there. And yeah, this whole 130.2 to 130.2 thing is not showing the right numbers. It's apparently supposed to show you the way it scales from the first strike to the 5th strike, but it's not showing you that. I don't think it's actually showing you the way it gains damage from mark upgrades, or it could just be that these are the base damage numbers of a Mark 0 version of this kit module, and that the kit module's scaling is just completely busted so that it doesn't scale off of anything other than maybe quality. I mean, it starts at gold quality, so having something that starts at gold quality scale based on quality means it's going to be stuck at maximum quality scaling permanently. But whatever. Most kits that do damage have the damage scale based on mark level. This apparently doesn't. I find that highly strange, and it feels buggy. Also, it feels like it's underperforming, and if it's not scaling by mark properly, then that would explain quite a lot. You know what? For a quick demonstration, let's go over to the exchange and take a look at some grenades. I like using photon grenades because of the fact that photon grenades only have one stat, period, and that is the raw damage. 445 kinetic damage. Boom. Okay, technically it has a stat for knockback, but we don't care about that. 445 kinetic damage. Upgrade at 1 mark level, and it gains about 8 more damage points. Yeah, 8.5, I guess. Yeah, let's call it 8.5. So, but the difference between 5 and 6 is 8.5 damage on top of 450. Which, when you math it out, is an increase of about 5%. Yeah. Having it... Oh, actually, you know what? Let's compare Mark 1. 410. 410, 5% of 410. Wait, no, not 5%. Oh, whatever. Anyway. Yeah, I think I mathed that backwards. 1% would be 4. We're seeing 8.5, so it'd actually be closer to 2% or 2.5%. Yeah, I did the math wrong. Anyways, though, so yeah, that amount for each mark level. And in this case, we're seeing approximately 8.5. So going from Mark 1 to Mark 6, 8.5 times 5 So that would give us about 42, I think, or 43. And yeah, 43.7. Yep. Yeah. So that is how the photon grenade kit module has the damage scale by mark. It's not a huge jump, at least at common quality, but it is a very continual upgrade. And this thing isn't doing that, and I don't really understand why. Obviously, the initial inclination here is to call it bugged because of the fact that I did, in fact, try it several times and compare damage numbers of the Mark 12 version with the Mark 13, 14, and 15 versions. And yeah, they seem to have the same damage numbers in practice and not just looking at the tooltip. Kind of a bummer, but hey, you know, such as it is. Alright, well, that's enough testing this, I think, for now. So, see you guys later.